Hey gang, how do you tell the difference between an alligator and a crocodile? You will see one later and one in a while. Later, gator. Welcome back to Creatures, Cowards, and Crafting. Today in front of me I have some plastic termite hills, plastic rocks. These come from the Adventure 4 Safari playset. Now stuff like this normally just stays in the bucket. It's really hard to use, but I thought I would challenge myself and create something sinister. So stay tuned. So first off, what I'm going to do is get some green stuff, and I'm going to just start rolling this out. And I've also got some plastic eyeballs. I bought these off of Amazon. They were very cheap. They look awesome. And I'm just going to glue those onto the plastic termite hill. And I'm going to start taking that green stuff and just start working it around the eyes like so. One thing to note here is this can be a little sticky, but as you work with it, it does become a little bit more flexible. You're going to want to make sure that you're mixing both of the yellow and the blue together in equal proportions when you're working with green stuff. It also helps to have a little bit of a tool, maybe something that you can kind of cut with or that you can create textures with. I'm just going to remove the excess here. And as you can see on the other side, I've kind of started mashing it together, and that's what I'm doing right now with my fingers. And I'm also going to use that tool to just kind of spread that green stuff out. Also going to start making some tentacles. To do this, very easy. All we're going to do is roll it out like we did before, and we're just going to give it kind of a twist and start pushing it in like so. And we're going to leave ourselves a little bit of excess there up towards where my fingers are. And that's just so that we can glue it onto the termite hill. So it goes something kind of like this. Already looking great, guys. So next up, I'm going to take this 3D printed wall. This is by Dragon Lock. I'm going to glue two of them together, and I'm going to cover up the locking mechanism with some cardstock. Now, one thing to note, guys, if you don't have a 3D printer, you can make your own wall out of foam or cardboard, so don't be discouraged by this craft, me using that. Also, I'm going to take a base, I'm going to put a washer on it just for some weight, and we're going to glue that wall onto the base. I'm going to glue the creature to the wall and use some additional green stuff just to hide the edge. Also note, I took some air dry modeling clay and put that down at the bottom. So once we have everything put together, we're going to put some sticky tack over the eyeballs. This is going to protect it when we go to spray the primer on top. This stuff is really easy to remove. I just want to make sure that we're taking a little bit of it off, mashing it, getting in those corners so that the paint can't get onto the eye itself. We're going to hit everything with a nice uniform gray by Army Painter. We'll let that dry, and then we'll move on to the brickwork. For the brick, I'm using ash, territorial beige, and raw sienna. We're just going to pick out those bricks. And next we're going to hit everything with a sponge, and I'm using a suede on this. I may do a dry brushing of white. And then we're just going to do a quick wash using some brown, some green, and some of that Black Magic Craft black. I'm going to add some maggots by using a plastic plant piece that I have. We're just going to cut those off and start gluing and putting them in that little spot there. So to break up the vintage white that I have on the creature, I'm going to use a Xerxes purple, and I'm going to do a wash. And what I'm doing is just thinning this down with some acrylic thinner and just going over the entire creature like so. Now we want to be conscious of pooling, remove the excess, and also once we're done with this and it dries, we're going to hit it with that vintage white on the high areas. Now to add some magic to this creature, I'm going to put some art coat. This is a glaze. We're going to put it all over the creature and allow it to dry. So to up the yuck factor, what I'm going to do next is mix some 5-minute epoxy with some Nurgle rot, and we'll just put that over the maggots. And here we have our Eldritch creature. Looks really nasty. I think he's going to look great on the table. Let's check him out.
Hello, my name is Dr. Star. If you're viewing this video, then congratulations on summoning. Now that you have the Elder One in your grasp, please note the following steps should be followed. Step 1. Ensure the place of the summoning is secure and private. A secluded basement is a wonderful example. Step 2. Incantation should be done out of the reach of the Elder God's tentacles. Step 3. Make sure that you have a devoted flock of followers. Step 4. Do not talk about the Black Pyramid. Good luck on your journey, and remember, there's a place for you in the cosmos.